This is NWA Smoky Mountain TV right here on the Tri-City CW4, and this is the season premiere of our program right back here in our original time slot, Saturday afternoon at 12 p.m. We want to thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen, for an action-packed edition, and we are going to have some highlights of this past weekend's Thanksgiving Thunder that took place in Rogersville, Tennessee. Now, fans, it was a lot of wrestling this past weekend, but I want to say a personal thanks to all of our great wrestling fans for making us the most watched wrestling this past Saturday night in Rogersville. A great capacity crowd on hand in the Armory in Rogersville, Tennessee, which was being billed as the biggest card ever to come to Rogersville, and it indeed was, with huge main events, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be recapping some of the news coming out of Thanksgiving Thunder on this program. But real quick, this event is sanctioned by the National Wrestling Alliance, the oldest and largest governing body in professional wrestling today. Bruce Starp, president, ladies and gentlemen, and we are going to kick off right now. But going back to this past Saturday night, showing you some highlights from the Tornado Tag Team Cage match, ladies and gentlemen, inside the steel cage. Illuminati members Tony the Dragon Givens, Chris Richards team up to take on Daniel Mulligan, Jeff Conley, all four men in the cage at the same time. Tornado rules. The first team to escape were to win the match. Let's go back and take a look at the highlights. Chris Richards, the big man. Tony Gibbs, another person. He's been deep in the game.
It's freaking crazy.
Yeah.
Jeff Conley included.
He'll admit it.
Jeff Conley, war veteran. He doesn't like any cages.
Rock out low. This sucker kicked him right in the face.
I heard a rumor that Tony Gibbons is on medication and he actually skips it the day that he's supposed to be in a match.
Oh, Conley just got me head, and I believe you're right. Right now, Tony Gibbons is on another level.
Now Chris Richards come out.
Maybe he goes for the door. Richards is through. Richards is through the door. He's down. And Richards is out. Okay.
Oh, Conley's caught Tony.
Richards is out of the cage. Now the door's
The door's being shut. Chris Richards is locked out of the cage.
Chris Richards, he's out. He can't get back in.
Now it's 2-on-1.
The big man's locked on the outside. The numbers game has turned against the Illuminati. And Tony Gibbons' face shows that.
Rob Knight, you can see him, boy. He's
Jeff Conley has noticed that he's out.
Keep in mind, if Rob Knight loses his managerial license, if the Illuminati's not victorious.
Not only literally, but mentally. Daniel Mulligan seeing red. I think he may be the only person just as crazy. Tony Gibbons.
Tony for a lateral press. Oh, my God.
Oh, Daniel goes to the top rope. Hillbilly headbutt! Wow!
That was a massive
And
headbutt.
Jeff Conley just looks at Chris Richards and laughs.
How many times have we seen a 330-pound hillbilly from Butthole, Virginia, flop in the air?
And now, speaking of that hillbilly, he's trying to get out of the cage under the bottom rope.
He was fighting back.
Rolling out head first.
And Mulligan makes it out. He's out to the floor. But now Tony Gibbons trying to escape.
Now it's sudden death. First one out wins.
Chris Richards trying to grab.
Tony Gibbons inches away from the door.
Oh, the cries for help commence from Tony Gibbons.
You know, Rob Knight sitting here watching this on with extra vested interest.
He's potentially watching his demise in professional wrestling. There's a man in the cage.
Conley hits first sleeper. Pending Tony Gibbons with a sleeper.
You need to lock this one in. He can just strut right out of the cage whenever he daggum well pleased.
Couldn't believe it.
Conley's got to be fading by now.
Hear the crowd here in Rogersville get behind Jeff Conley.
Fade slowly away here. He can put him to sleep. He can strut right out of here. He can walk out this cage 100 times.
Oh, yeah. Tony Gibbons using sleeping gas on the Army Special.
But he said, wait a minute. He's going, what's he pulling at?
Is he going to scale the cage?
I'll tell you what, Tony Gibbons going to scale the top of the cage.
Daniel Mulligan now staring up at Tony.
He's going over the top. He's halfway over. Ginger, oh, he's straddled now. Ooh, no more little dragons. Oh!
Thankfully, the third one was just around with enough to
Yeah, he's done. And they're done.
If you've ever wanted to think of what pure torture would be, there you have it.
He told me he wanted to get the job done. Oh, what a shot from behind!
Taking out Daniel Mulligan.
Just Pearl Harbor.
Oh, in the cage and a hard shot to the floor.
Did you say Pearl Harbor?
Yes, I did.
Hooked! Oh, drops it. First DDT. Conley may have a chance to scale out of his cage. And one of them. Okay, door's right there. He's going to try to climb out. Jump on through again.
He realizes big man's right here in front of the door. Smart move. From big man, the 6'7" Tennessee redneck Chris Richards. Oh no! Oh no! That's not what Conley wanted. It's first person's feet to touch the ground.
He's got it! Out the door! That's it!
Ladies and gentlemen, your winners, Chris Richards and Tony Givens, the
Illuminati winners.
Wow. I told you what was going to happen. Jeff Conley, Daniel Mulligan, I told you that you could not defeat the Illuminati. You know, I'll admit, you guys put up one hell of a fight. But Daniel Mulligan and Jeff Conley, you just can't cut it. And once again tonight in Elizabeth, Tennessee, Jeff Conley, you are going to show that you can't cut it. You are going to show that you will never, ever be a main eventer in NWA Smoky Mountain. Because Steve Corino, a former NWA and ECW World Heavyweight Champion, is going to take you to the woodshed, son. But here's a surprise. We always like to align ourselves with greatness. Rob Knight, our manager, the manager of champions, is going to be in Steve Corino's corner, and he's going to watch you fail, Jeff Conley. That brings me to another point. I understand that in the Thanksgiving Thunder, there was a #1 contenders tag team match. What? Really? A #1 contenders tag team match for the NWA Tennessee tag team titles? The titles that we lost due to some shady officiating and have not got our rematch for. But coming up, the Morgan Memorial, December 14th, Mount Carmel, we're going to get our title shot. But I am not exactly happy that somebody else is going to get our title shot before us tonight. So tonight in Elizabeth and the Illuminati, myself and Chris Richards, we will make our presence felt. And we will show everybody why he who holds the power rules the world.
I am sick and tired. Sick and tired of being known as the underdog of NWA Smoky Mountain. I have been here for 2 years, giving everything I have inside that ring. And this year has been a phenomenal year. I have really stepped above and beyond of everything that I've wanted to do, yet I'm still known as an underdog. You see, there's no other way that I can think to fully cement my status as a main eventer in this promotion than challenging the former NWA World Heavyweight Champion, former ECW Heavyweight Champion, and a current Ring of Honor Tag Team Champion, Steve Corino. You see, December 1st, Mr. Corino, I have all the respect in the world for you, but there is no easy way out.
Attention nonprofit organizations, sports clubs, civic groups, schools, or anyone looking to raise funds for your organization. The stars of the National Wrestling Alliance are here to put money in your pocket. Bring us in for your next fundraiser and get the funds you need for your organization on the night of the event without wait.
For more information, you can email the office at office@nwasmokymountain.com, or you can call the office at area code 423-773-5449.
Smoky Mountain is here for you. Get all the latest info on upcoming events, news, NWA merchandise, and much more on our website at NWASmokyMountain.com. Also, check us out on Facebook at Facebook.com/NWA Smoky Mountain. And also follow us on Twitter at Twitter.com/NWA Smoky MTV. A lot of great wrestling coming to the Mountain Empire over the next couple of months, ladies and gentlemen. But we're going to start off by talking about House Party 2013, and that'll be the next time you can see the NWA Smoky Mountain at our home at the Kingsport Civic Auditorium. What a night it's going to be on Saturday night, January the 13th. We already know that there's some big matches already signed, including in the main event, Chase Owens is going to defend the World Junior Heavyweight Championship if he is still champion against Kyle O'Reilly of Wrestling's Most Wanted. Now we know the long-standing history between Chase Owens and Davey Richards. Now, no doubt that Davey Richards will be instructing young Kyle O'Reilly to come in here and defeat and brutalize Chase Owens after the long-standing feud he has had with O'Reilly's friend, Davey Richards. So that's going to take place at House Party 2013. We do have another big announcement to make, ladies and gentlemen. If you're a fan of Impact Wrestling TNA, who was just recently in Johnson City at Freedom Hall, you're going to see one of their newest stars coming into town on January the 13th, a man that was just signed recently through the TNA Gut Check. That was Christian York, ladies and gentlemen. He's made an impact on professional wrestling, and we've heard some high praises from the likes of Al Snow and some others. Well, he's coming here to the Mountain Empire, and he's definitely impressed the matchmakers of NWA Smoky Mountain. We do not know who he's going to face as of yet, but we do know that new star Christian York of TNA Impact Wrestling will be coming to the Mountain Empire at House Party 2013. What a night that's shaping up to be. We'll have more information in the coming weeks on this big event, and we do encourage you to visit our website at NWASmokyMountain.com for more information on this big event. But fans, it don't end there. We're going to Christmas night, ladies and gentlemen, back to Rogersville, Tennessee. Christmas night chaos, Rogersville National Guard Armory. We have a big breaking announcement to make on behalf of that event. As a Christmas gift to our NWA Smoky Mountain fans, we're going to be letting kids 12 and under in the door free that night. That is kids 12 and under free the night of Christmas chaos at the Armory in Rogersville. You're going to see all your favorite stars of the NWA Smoky Mountain on hand for another great night of wrestling, and the crowds just keep getting bigger and bigger in Rogersville, so I encourage you to get there early on Christmas night. And also, hey, don't forget, Santa Claus is going to be there. We last seen Santa Claus a couple of years ago here when it was Championship Wrestling Alliance, and we'll see him back again on Christmas night in Rogersville, Tennessee. Santa Claus, a good friend of ours here at NWA Smoky Mountain. But another big event coming to the Mountain Empire Friday night, December the 14th, Kingsport National Guard Armory, Mount Carmel, Tennessee, as NWA Smoky Mountain presents the 3rd annual Morgan Memorial. And we heard Tony Givens out here going on about the main event and one of the two main events that's taking place that night, as the Illuminati, him and Chris Richards, are looking to get the Tennessee Tag Team Championships back around their waist, and they'll do so as they'll face off against the champions, who that may be. At this point, we do not know, as Josh Crawford, Johnny Knievel, the current champions, will be defending the titles between now and the 14th. But we do know the Illuminati is looking to get their rematch, and they will do so, and it's been guaranteed and promised to them that it'll take place on the 14th. Now, the main event for that night is for the National Wrestling Alliance World Junior Heavyweight Championship, as Chase Owens is going to defend the title for the first time in Kingsport against the wrestling extraordinaire Sigman. And this match has got a lot of money riding on it, ladies and gentlemen, as there's been a long history going back nearly 4 years between Chase Owens and Sigman, but most recently this past year it heated up again between the two, as we've seen brutal matches between the two, as Sigman is the last person to hold a singles pinfall victory over Chase Owens. It was earlier in the year, Sigman took the Mountain Empire title away from Chase Owens. He also stole the Smoky Mountain Cup tournament away from him and got a pinfall victory over Davey Richards in a big 6-man match. Cost Chase Owens a potential victory there. So no bad blood definitely between these two guys right here. It definitely hasn't died down a bit, and we haven't seen Sigman in quite some time. But I do understand Sigman is standing by right now with words on the matchup at the Morgan Memorial with the real deal, Chase Owens.
Chase Owens. You see, at the beginning of this year, you said, you announced it to everybody on your little Twitter, your Facebook, you said, I, Chase Owens, am going to become the NWA World Junior Champion. And you see me, I am a man that sits and I think and I look at opportunities and I plan things out, Chase. And I knew that you couldn't do it on your own. You had to have a fire lit under you. And you see, a man of opportunity, I look around for things of ways I can help better myself. And so I got under your skin, Chase. And I did every little thing I could to make you mad. To make you mad enough to where when you finally had the opportunity, you could take that belt. I pinned Davey Richards out from under your nose. I beat you for your NWA Mountain Empire title. I beat you here, I beat you there, I made you mad. I you off. But then you finally earned a shot at the title that you wanted the most, a World Junior belt. And you went into it mad, Chase, because that's what I made you. And you took Kevin Douglas to the limit, and you took the belt right from him. But you know what you've done with that belt, Chase? You've taken it from Kevin, and you're bringing it straight to me. You see, I didn't have to climb and bust my rear end to the limit to get that title, Chase. All I had to do was make you mad. And on December 14th, you're going to bring me that belt, and you might as well go ahead and put it on a platter and hand it to me. Because when we get there on the 14th, Chase, at the Mount Carmel Armed Forces Center, I, Sigman, the one who has planned this out, am going to walk out with that belt. And at the end of the day, Chase, I'm going to have to sit and write you a nice little Christmas card and thank you for what you've done for me.
Fans, there you have it from the wrestling extraordinaire Sigman. He's fired up about his matchup with Chase Owens coming up on Friday night, December the 14th at the Armory in Mount Carmel, Tennessee. The third annual Morgan Memorial, ladies and gentlemen, where 100% of the proceeds that come through the door goes to the American Cancer Society's Relay for Life here in the Mountain Empire. A great cause in honor of Chris Morgan, who died in 2009 of brain cancer. He was a friend of many people here in this area and also a friend of many of the stars of the NWA Smoky Mountain. I do encourage you, if you've lost a family member or have a family member or yourself that may be battling cancer at the moment, we encourage you to come out and support the American Cancer Society on the 14th at the Armory in Kingsport, Mount Carmel, Tennessee. We do encourage you to come out. But a big event coming up tonight. We're coming back to Betsytown, Elizabethton, Tennessee at the VFW. You drive right past Grindstaff. It'll be on the left next to Klein Holder. Big event going on there starting at 8 p.m. bell time. TV cameras are going to be there live. We're going to have some big events going on, including the main event, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to see former ECW heavyweight champion and former NWA World's heavyweight champion Steve Corino. He also is the current tag team champion for Ring of Honor. Steve Corino, a major star in professional wrestling. He's coming into town to take on Jeff Conley. Jeff Conley, we heard from him. We've heard words. He's fired up. He's ready to go. He wants to face Corino one-on-one in the biggest match of his career tonight in Elizabethton. Can Conley answer the call, or will Steve Corino's star power be too much to handle for the Army Specialist? We'll find out tonight. We'll also see the Illuminati in action. Also, we're going to see the Tennessee Tag Team titles on the line. Josh Crawford and Johnny Knievel going to defend the titles against two men you'll see that will be victorious next. We have a matchup coming up. We're going to see Air America versus Matt Connor and Zach Vincent. The winner of that matchup will face off against the Tennessee Tag Team Champions tonight in Elizabethton, Tennessee. And we're going to see it's the Battle of Elizabethton, Tennessee tonight, as it's Cody Isis taking on Alex Winters. No word from Alex Winters' camp if the prestigious Rocky Top title will be on the line, but it is a battle of Carter County tonight in Elizabethton. But also tonight, for the first time in many months, we're going to see the NWA Mountain Empire title on the line as local hometown favorite Skylar Cruz is challenging Chase Owens. Now, these two men are friends, but tonight friendship goes out the window as it's for the Mountain Empire title. Chase Owens is at the top of his game, the top of his career right now, in the prime with that World Junior Heavyweight title. He's been on a major role. Can Skylar Cruz put a chink in the armor tonight and maybe take the Mountain Empire title away from Chase Owens? We'll find out, and what a shot in the arm it would be for young Skylar Cruz if he could do that tonight in Elizabethton, Tennessee. Now, I talked about the matchup. Today's main event here on TV, #1 contenders match for the NWA Tennessee Tag Team Championship. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that match is standing by, and coming up next, you're going to see it right here on Smoky Mountain TV. NWA Smoky Mountain is here for you. Get all the latest info on upcoming events, news, NWA merchandise, and much more on our website at NWASmokyMountain.com. Also, check us out on Facebook at Facebook.com/NWA Smoky Mountain. And also follow us on Twitter at Twitter.com/NWA Smoky MT. I'll say coming in the door, I hope you live up to the hype there and keep the Illuminati intact. No doubt your ability as a manager. Look out now. Nice move by Vincent, and we may have a cover. 1, 2, near fall. My goodness, what a change here. Now it looks like Zach Vincent on top of things here in this matchup. Literally, you see him choking the life out of young Gavin Daring right there. Big forearm shot. And another one here, rocking the young man of Air America. Another one backing him into the ropes. We'll see him in the corner, another tag to Matt Connard here. A big forearm shot now. We'll set him up. Oh my goodness.
He's going to have a bad time.
This is going to be bad. He's going to hit this. Oh, just otherwise. Gavin rolled him up. Oh, he kicked him right in the back of the head.
Very close.
Oh, man, there was no tag made by the referee. Never mind, there was a tag made. I do apologize for the error. Zach Vincent, the legal man, misspoke there.
Matt, which team do you
Kicks him
think?
right in the shoulder blade now.
I don't want to get ahead of myself, but which team do you think will have the best chance at champions? Which team do you think matches up the best against Josh and Johnny? You see these guys.
Both of these guys have great experience together. But as far as momentum, I got to give the edge to Zach Vincent Connor. Whoa, that was a big miscue.
You know, you're saying they've melded well in the past, and I've seen that, but you know what? I'm going to cash in my take for the underdogs in this one.
He's standing while he was talking to John Morehouse. Skylar Cruz got the tag. He's in a house of fire.
And like I said, I'm going to cast my vote for Air American. You know, they started out as a tag team. Gavin Daring has been out for a while. Skylar Cruz and Skylar will pin 1, 2.
Big kick there.
You know, just like I was saying, I think they might stand the best chance to win that NWA Smoky Mountain, the NWA Tennessee Tag Team Championship.
Big miscue. Connor goes out of the ring. Sky Cruz sizing him up here. Pick him up, drop kicks, Connor up, and a bulldog. And Zach Vincent now rolls him over for the cover. 1, 2, and he gets to put on the rope.
Some good ring awareness there from Mr. Vincent.
Zach Vincent's he's a crafty individual. Now look out here on the other side of the ring. Catches him from behind. Now you got to fight on the floor, but Zach Vincent's got the upper hand in the ring. This thing's broke down here. It's kind of losing control. They fight down here on the floor. What's going on here? What's Zach Vincent going for? Cruz tripped him up. Oh, a super kick to the side of the head.
Yeah.
Wow. And Vincent's brains is scrambled. Drop kick. Turns him inside out. That's got to be it for Air America. They're going to have this thing wrapped up here. 1, 2, that's the match. Oh, my God. Man. It was that close, and now look at Air America again. They're going to do what they do best. That's fly like a 757 airplane. Oh, pushes him to the ropes. Connor, great ring awareness. Good move by Matt Connor. Ooh, it drop kicks him out of the ring.
Air traffic control got that flight mixed up.
Scholar Cruz is having some issues right now.
That Carter.
Oh, what a forearm. And look at Zach Vincent. What athleticism. Ooh. Great teamwork. Oh, man, they're just coming from all angles. His face wash kicked him right in the side of the face. Wolf with a cover. 1, 2, and breaks it up. Man, that was it.
That nonchalant cover, I think he just was overconfident in his ability to have that win there.
Cruz wasn't kicking out of that. Now it's sitting along in the ring. Gonna set him up for something big. Here he says it's over. They're battling out here in front of us now.
Oh, Scholar Cruz.
We're rolling through. 1, 2, 3. Cruz wins. Air America gets the victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winners and new #1 contenders of the NWA Championship, Kevin and Scholar Cruz, Air America.
Air America with a big victory. Wrestling fans, there you see it. New #1 contenders for the Tennessee Tag Team Championships. That is the team of Air America. That was the first time they have teamed together in NWA Smoky Mountain in over a year. And what an accomplishment it was for Scholar Cruz and Gavin Daring reuniting as a tag team. Now #1 contenders for the Tennessee Tag Team Championships. That's a big deal as they'll face off against Josh Crawford and Johnny Knievel tonight in Elizabethton, Tennessee at the VFW. And just think about it. Scholar Cruz has a chance to walk out of the VFW Hall tonight in Elizabethton a double champion. As once again he faces Chase Owens tonight. Scholar Cruz, yes, he's got to compete twice, but it could be well worth it for the young man tonight from Elizabethton. He's going to be there in front of his hometown friends and family. And all you people from Carter County, Roan Mountain area, Stony Creek, Hampton, I encourage you all to come out tonight and join us in Elizabethton, Tennessee at the VFW. Also, my good friends down in Johnson City. I know I've got many great supporters in the Johnson City area. Come on out and support the NWA Smoky Mountain tonight. Great ticket prices tonight in Elizabethton. A great family-oriented night of wrestling action. Finally, some good wrestling coming back to Elizabethton, Tennessee. Brought to you by the NWA Smoky Mountain tonight. Elizabethton, Tennessee's VFW Hall, right down the street from Grindstaff Ford. Left-hand side of the road coming from Johnson City. You can't miss it. We'll have some of our stars out and about tonight in Elizabethton. There's a big parade going on downtown, so be on the lookout for some of your favorite stars tonight at the parade in Elizabethton going on tonight. Fans, we're out of time here on Smoky Mountain TV. My name is Matt Rhodes, again, the host of the program. We thank you for watching the program. We hope you've enjoyed it today, and we hope that you enjoyed it enough that you want to come see it tonight live in Elizabethton, Tennessee, VFW Hall at 8 o'clock bell time. Thank you for watching. So long for now.